Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently questioned the logic of some state governments offering free bus travel for women. This invited a very sharp retort from Tamil Nadu Chief Minister MK Stalin. What exactly did Modi say and why has it attracted criticism? Vanakkam. This is T. Suresh Kumar. Thank you for joining me in this episode of the Hindu Focus Tamil Nadu. Last week, in an interview to a television channel, the Prime Minister argued that some political parties, in order to win elections, were offering free bus travel for women. He argued that this took away 50% of the patrons from the metro rail system in cities where it existed. He said this made metro rail unviable, and besides, it also added to the traffic woes as well as caused environmental problems. He wondered how the country or the metro rail system could progress in such a scenario. Now, women are offered free bus travel in different parts of the country. This includes Delhi, Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Telangana. In Tamil Nadu, this scheme is called the Vidiyal Payanam Thittam. In fact, the government here describes it as a zero-cost ticket travel or a costless travel for women. This scheme was one of the earliest welfare initiatives that Chief Minister MK Stalin introduced in Tamil Nadu soon after taking charge of the government at the height of the crippling second wave of COVID pandemic in 2021. Given that this was one of the government's flagship schemes, it was only natural for Stalin to react sharply to the Prime Minister's remarks. Stalin said that he found it strange that the Prime Minister was arguing that offering free travel for women actually adversely impacted the patronage for metro rail. In fact, reeling out statistics, he said that the patronage for metro rail in Chennai in 2019 was 3.28 crore, whereas in 2023 this number had grown to 9.11 crore. This is essentially a threefold increase in patronage for the metro rail. Citing those statistics, Stalin contended that the Prime Minister had scant regard for truth. He in fact accused that since the Prime Minister subscribed to what he called as a retrograde ideology of the RSS, Modi feared any scheme that led to development of women. The Chief Minister also questioned why the central government had not released its share of funds for the phase 2 of the Chennai metro rail. Let us leave this politics aside for a while and instead look at some hard numbers from the ground. Statistics shows that an estimated 440 crore trips were undertaken by women using this Vidiyal Payanam Thittam from July 2021 to March 2024. In fact, 2 years ago, the State Planning Commission had undertaken a study on the efficacy of the scheme. It undertook the study in 3 districts: Nagapattinam, which is an agrarian economy, Tirupur, an industrial belt, and Madurai, which is a tourist cum trade hub in Tamil Nadu. In fact, the study revealed that the beneficiaries saved anywhere between Rs 756 to 1012 every month by undertaking the costless travel. Besides, a majority of the beneficiaries belong to the scheduled class, backward classes and the most backward classes, and 50% of the women beneficiaries were aged above 40 years. These women said that the money that they saved from the scheme was used for additional household expenses. An earlier study by the Planning Commission in the city of Chennai on certain select routes showed that women undertook about 50 trips a month under the Vidiyal Payanam Thittam. This helped them to save on an average Rs 858 every month. Now, obviously, when more women benefit from these schemes and patronize the Transport Corporation buses, there is bound to be some strain on the infrastructure of these public transport corporations. In fact, the Planning Commission study showed that most often during the peak morning hours, women found that the buses were crowded. Therefore, the women in the morning would take private buses where they paid for the tickets and would take the costless ticket travel from the State Transport Corporation only while returning from work. Not just that, in Tirupur, where we have a lot of textile units, it's a practice for private companies to pick up women from their homes to workplaces and back. In fact, following the launch of the Vidiyal Payanam Thittam, these companies had suspended their own transport services, and instead they would reimburse women every time they paid for a ticket on a private bus. Now let us come to the Prime Minister's argument that offering free travel on public buses actually led to traffic woes and environmental problems. World over, if you look at it, many cities are offering free public transport to encourage people. In fact, the more a city council or a government encourages the use of public transport by offering free travel or costless travel, it reduces the strain on the traffic infrastructure because the dependency of the people on private transport comes down. When you take the Vidiyal Payanam Thittam, women who would otherwise take an auto rickshaw or a share auto rickshaw to travel to the places, to the workplaces and back, are now depending on the public transport. So essentially, it only leads to a healthier road infrastructure and not the other way around. For instance, in a city like Melbourne in Australia, free travel is offered on trams in the central business district. That is, if you need to travel from Flinto Street, say from Flinto Street to the Victoria Market and back, you don't have to purchase a ticket and simply board a tram and complete your trip. In fact, that is how different governments and city councils are encouraging the use of public transport, and that will be perhaps be a viable model to take it forward in India as well. The argument that offering free bus travel would reduce the patronage of metro trains is subjective in nature. In fact, the profile of people who take metro rail and who board a bus are entirely different. Most often, people who do not want to be caught in the crowd of the bus would prefer a metro rail to travel faster. Therefore, unless the metro network is expanded, it will be too early to judge whether offering free travel on board buses would make the metro rail entirely unviable. On that note, this is D. Suresh Kumar signing off. I shall meet you in another video. Thank you.